And that yellow
It's the
team.
Columbus guy. Mustard team, the piss team, whatever you call it.
Got the whole squad out. Anyway, I'm gonna say something. You guys were talking about Ajax. When we look at the talent who came through that Ajax youth system, like Frankie De Jong and Serginho Dest, and they're moving on to do bigger and better things. I think MLS teams can look at Ajax and see what they do well with their youth system and try to copy or do something similar.
Well,
yeah,
can they with the territorial
True.
rules?
True. What I
That
think
is-
MLS. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think MLS should just get rid of salary cap completely and
Well,
give
that's what we all
teams,
want.
yeah, and give teams like European teams, give them a set budget. This is how much you can spend on transfers, and this is how much you can spend on contract extensions. Just do it that way.
Yeah, of course.
Do it that way.
I think getting rid of this whole TAM, GAM, DP stuff, get rid of it. Because eventually, and I think this is per FIFA rules, you could only have like a certain number of foreigners play on your domestic league team anyways.
Yeah, there are FIFA rules about that, but every league does also have their own rules.
Yeah, and I mean
that's what killed that Chinese league. They were splashing all that cash. Then they imposed some crazy rule where like you could only have like one foreign player. That's why all those transfers to China stopped.
Yep, and because they went broke too.
Well, that's not real. Look at Barcelona.
That's true. But Barcelona is probably, playing in this league by the edge of their seat in terms of finances.
It'll be quiet, you said. You know you're fired.
What do you think? All they got to do is sell a couple guys, and they should be in the red and the green.
Yeah, but I think everybody knows that Barcelona's probably desperate to sell some of these guys, and other teams are probably gonna hassle them to a lower price.
The reverse Man United effect.
Well, didn't they bought like Griezmann for like 120, and
Well,
they
for 20.
They sold him back
they
for
bought
20.
him for like what, 120 or something like that, right?
Yep. And they sold him back to his old team for 20. So
well, remember they loaned him out to Atleti last year, and this year they kept bringing him on at like the 61st minute.
Yep, I think there was some sort of contract situation.
They had the contract rule where it was
I think the fee will actually
they only had so many. Yeah, they had to pay $40 million for him if he played more than 50% of the minutes in all of the game, or in a game. So they didn't do that. So they saved $20 million by pulling that stunt.
Yep. Crazy. Speaking of Columbus, I don't know if I should congratulate you because you guys got rid of Caleb Porter, the guy that won you guys an MLS Cup.
Yeah, are we happy about that?
It was inevitable.
Club legend Giassi Zarda has already left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys saw it, but he said in the beginning of the season that he'd be willing to bet his house.
Well, yeah, I heard about
for the crew to make the playoffs. And
Yeah, I
Ken
heard about
Besenko,
that.
our president and owner and GM, said, "I bet."
Ooh. Well, the thing is like, I think Caleb Porter thought he was gonna get like the Peter Vermees treatment, where you might just win it once and don't have to win it again, and you're gonna have a job for the next 10 years type.
Oh man, careful! James is going to be upset about that Peter Vermees slander.
No, I'm fine with Peter Vermees being slandered.
The thing
I'm
is,
just saying he's a better caliber of coach than we've had here, despite his struggles.
I can't believe the parade of coaches we've had, man. Klopas, and then like Yala, and then I just picture Valko Panovic's locker room. Like you go back to the back corner with the coach's office, and there he is, shirtless, doing shots of Ruppelmans with a bear.
I think, getting his portrait painted.
Like I don't know.
You know what? The thing is, come on, we had some pretty bad coaches, but we also had some pretty bad players. We had some head scratchers. I always think about Sean Maloney. Like, oh my God, they were hyping this guy up so much at the beginning of the season. Could we sign him? Like, oh my God, this guy's gonna be the answer of our prayers. And by the end of the summer, he was gone.
They sold everybody as the. I don't know if they do this in Columbus, bro, because you've actually won some games. But like here, they sell everybody as the answer. David Acom is the answer. Bona Nike is going to be the greatest. David Arkshavin is going to be fucking incredible.
He scored 20 goals in the 3rd division of the Latvian league or some Estonian league. Or
no, I made that joke. I said some crap about like, great, we signed a guy from like the 3rd division of Liechtenstein or something, right? Yeah. And like the travel board of Liechtenstein replied to me. It was like, no, actually, he plays in Latvia, but blah blah blah. You should come visit.
So, oh man, I mean, there's a whole like laundry list of players that were head scratchers. We've gotten other teams like garbage DPs, and they just have been garbage also. So, you know,
garbage in, garbage out, man.
Yeah, man. It's just you always, you know what? Even
well, hold on. I want to hear. I get to talk to you all the time, DPG. I want to hear about the Columbus Crew head scratchers, man.
And especially because I want the ex-Columbus coach.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, funny that James brings that up because one of the Columbus Crew podcasts I follow on Twitter and have had interactions with in the past, I replied to one of their tweets about Caleb Porter being fired, and I said, I'm calling it now. Caleb Porter gets hired by the Chicago Fire, and within 2 to 3 years of being there, he'll lift an MLS Cup, just like he did with Portland and Columbus. Guaranteed to happen.
2 to 3 years? I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that, real. Man, I would take a glorious championship with like a phenomenal burnout afterward.
Absolutely, you know meteoric.
I mean? Like, that's what I want, actually. I want the 86 Mets, and then I want it to crumble.
You know what, man? I've been holding season tickets since 2011. At this point, just give me a trophy. After that, I don't care what happens.
So, what, you don't appreciate the Brimstone Cup, bro?
Oh my God, that
what
cup!
The fuck is a Never mind.
Exactly.
That trophy was at the 25th anniversary party, man. And I am telling you guys.
Yo, was Sebastian Grazzini at the 25th birthday, the celebration?
No, but Robayo was.
Oh man, I feel like so wait, in spirit of Grazzini, who was the most who seemed like they went to the bathroom and got all geeked up?
Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I don't think he did though. I mean, I was gonna say I seen Armas talking to a guy outside the bathroom. you know, but I don't think Armas is a straight shooter. I don't think he's that kind of.
What did I tell you? He was on the Aguchi Onyewu podcast with Michael Bradley or Marcus Beasley, and sounded like a man who knew he had a job in MLS. All of a sudden he's parading around the 20. Get out of here.
He's saying that he has some things lined up, or he's getting some things lined up. But he also said that he wants to manage the Fire team someday.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
So what, you'd see him becoming a part of Ezra's staff?
Oh no. God. No, he's probably gonna be the guy replacing us.
No, he was on that podcast talking about like, nah, I'm the man. He's like, I'm not gonna join Jesse Marsh's staff. I'm the man. Like, I'm getting me a job.
Well, so dude, he's a head coach himself, is what he just said there. He's like, basically. I'm a head coach. I don't need to assistant coach anywhere. I'm good enough.
He's Jesse Marsh's shadow, so there's that.
So, not only I was just scrolling through when you guys were talking. Not only did we get rid of Caleb Porter, we got rid of everybody. We cleaned house on Tuesday morning.
The thing is that you guys have that good GM, Tim Bachenko, whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. He was pretty much the architect of the Toronto team that won MLS Cups after cup. So you guys are in okay hands. Even if next year you guys bomb out, I'm sure that the following year you guys will probably back being on top. So you guys are okay.
I expect us to at least make the playoffs next year. because did you guys see that they're expanding the playoffs to 8 teams next year?
We'll still mess that up too. Don't worry about it.
And they're getting rid of the first round bye and expanding it to 8 teams.
Why? What?
I don't know.
I don't like that, man. 6 teams would be the perfect amount for playoffs.
Well, yeah, and another thing too. I always had this thing about the final. Like, why are you gonna make it just a 1 game off on the final? You should make that like a 2-leg.
No, it's gotta be a one.
No. If we're gonna do playoffs and all just knockouts.
No. This is the reason I'm saying this. All right. Let's say you and the other team on the conference are going at it for the supporter shield, and you missed it by 1 point. All of a sudden, you're forced to play in their. If you make it to the final, you're forced to play in their grounds.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
It's called sport.
I feel that it should be like a 2-leg. Like
Well, that's why they try to hold it in a neutral location. They try to hold it in a neutral location for that reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did at one point, yes.
Man, TikTok has ruined my brain, bro. I can't do 2 legs no more.
I mean,
go ahead.
Is soccer gonna be destroyed by TikTok?
The thing is like, you look at the major competitions, man. Mine is the Champions League, but you look at like Copa Libertadores. They make you play 2 legs in the final. You go to their stadium. Do they still? I mean, I remember they used to be 2 legs.
I know CONCACAF Champions League is 2 legs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a boo.
Yeah.
I missed the group stage, man. I missed the Champions League where we had a group stage and then a knockout.
They're doing that with the Campeones.
Yeah, but
whatever the fuck they're calling it next year. It's going to be like a.
Is that PCL or is that just the Superliga reborn?
I think that's the whatever the fuck they're calling it, the Leeds Cup.
Yeah, they're running out of ideas what to do with the Liga MX and MLS teams.
Dude, I hate it. I hate all that crap. Just can we not like a rising tide lifts all boats?
Yes.
Like I want all the best talent from the CONCACAF to play in Major League Soccer. But on top of that, man, I want Honduras's league to get better. I don't want I'm dead ass, man, because
I get that. No, I get that.
Like same thing with like the World Cup qualifying and stuff. I don't want to be mixed with South America, and I get like we'll still make it, and it's probably good practice, but man, that sucks, man. I like the Gold Cup because it's like here's Curacao, who's never gonna make the Ocho or the,
and they could be
surprised. What I mean? Like. Or the Hex, but they get to be there. That's their World Cup.
And Europe, Liechtenstein and San Marino play all the big boys too. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're saying, Tokyo, that we should be in CONMEBOL and get our asses whooped by Brazil and Argentina.
No, that's what most people say. Most people want us to link up so we quote unquote get better. I want CONCACAF to rise. I want all like Central America to get better.
No, but I mean, have you seen the stadiums in like you go to River Plate, you go to the Bombonera, go face Boca Junior. That's like the most hostile crowd you will ever face.
It's Argentina.
It's Argentina.
Well, that's
can you imagine like Raw Salt Lake facing off River Plate and Buenos Aires?
No,
they have no chance in hell, and they're gonna be intimidated like crazy.
Well, wait, is this pre or post salary cap?
Well, hello.
Ooh, that's a good. See, you brought that up now, and now you got me.
You know what? I can't wait for a day when I'm old. Well, I mean, I'm already old, but when I'm like decrepit, I can be like, there was a time before they had a salary cap. It'll be like, instead of BC and AD, it'll be like, before salary cap and after salary cap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But how's everybody in Columbus taking the exodus?
People have been calling for Caleb Porter's head ever since our little losing streak from the end of from the end of April to about the mid-May.
But then he engineered a crazy win streak.
He got you guys an MLS Cup. That's like saying, oh my God, this guy, he got us an MLS Cup 2 years ago, but we're struggling. Let's just fire him.
Our weather fans is how I would describe.
It's like saying that would have been like that's a similar case to what happened to Peter Vermees. The guy won an MLS Cup like in 2013, 2012. I don't remember when. And, you know, he hasn't won much after that, but he's always had a competitive team.
Open Cups, right?
You know who hasn't won much, but always has a competitive team and has coached for years? Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's won like one or two championships, right? With but like but they've stuck with him because he's one of the best coaches in the league, and everyone knows it. Obviously, that wasn't the case with Caleb, maybe. Because if everyone knew it, maybe Columbus is sticking with him through this.
Do you remember when he was the Wonderkin? Was Portland his first job? Or did he go somewhere else first?
So,
I don't know. We'd have to double check on the old...
Because he was at Akron for a hot minute, and he was like the hot thing for a long time before he finally came to Major League Soccer. Because he had that, who was that cat? Mwanga and Nagby and all those other cats over there at Akron.
Tardis was there when he was at Portland, I think.
Who was?
I think, hold on.
Giassi Zardes?
Hold on, no.
No,
you guys
Giassi
are
Zardes
talking
was
about
LA
his
Galaxy.
accident.
No, but Zardes played at Akron, though, right?
Oh.
Right? Didn't he have hella cats at Akron? Because remember, they won like 2 or 3 national champions. He had
let me
all
Google
those
this
draft
real quick.
picks.
I'm not sure right off the top of my head. Give me a second.
Thank you for Googling.
Giassi Zardes?
Yo, what's going on in Ghostbusters?
I'm fucking loving it. Just bust some ghosts and just... in the background while we rip up the U.S. men's national team, Chicago Fire, Columbus.
The MLS salary cap.
Jossie Zardes went to Cal State Bakersfield.
Ooh, okay.
Born in Hawthorne, California.
But see, California's a hotbed for talent, though. So, yeah.
He played with the LA Galaxy second team for a long time before he got the MLS call up to the Galaxy and then eventually traded to Portland.
Where's he at now? Colorado?
Colorado. And then in June, we traded Zardes in early May, and then mid-June we traded Barry to DC, and then we got Cucho late June.
Yeah, you guys did pretty good with that Kucherov signing guy, but
$10.5 million later.
How do you feel about him at the end of the season, despite missing?
All I gotta say is, watch out, league, because him and Lucas have a full off season to get to know each other and their play style, and just when next season comes, oof.
Yeah, but you guys introduced a horrible wrinkle, in my opinion, by removing the coach. That was the game plan.
If you guys eliminated or getting rid of half your team, and you're expecting these guys to produce, you're basically, you might be strong on the attack, but if you're weak on the midfield or the defense, you're gonna be leaking goals like crazy.
Like
well, don't worry about it, man. Sam Allardyce inbound.
Ooh, big Sam. Well, he knows a thing or two about selling players too.
Yep, he knows a thing or two of staying relevant, avoiding relegation.
So Bezinchenko said their goal is to get a head coach announced by December. Well, you guys want to hear a couple names I've been seeing float around in the rumor mill lately?
Oh God, yes, please.
Yes, please.
So Cortis of Crew 2 fame, his name is highly considered. Laurent Cortis, Crew 2 coach, won the MLS Next Pro Cup.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat somebody.
Talk about a downgrade. You go from Bearhalter, USMNT coach, to Carly Porter, wins you a US Open Cup, to this guy who's a mystery burger.
Well, listen to this next name. Sean Dyche of Burnley fame.
Wow.
See, I don't agree. I don't agree with like bringing in European coaches into MLS, because then they get all messed up with the rules of MLS. And
Nah, you got to give them a GM. As long as they have a GM, they're fine.
Also, they're used to players who think differently about soccer than the way that most of these Americans think about soccer.
Well, let me ask you this: name me one successful coach
Hans
that came from the
Who?
and he got fired. And he
What's
got
his
fired.
name
He didn't
for
win that last
LAFC?
What was
Why
that?
do I feel like LAFC's coach is a foreigner?
No, dog. Steve Sharundolo is American through and through. He's
American.
Steve
like
DeRoche,
Apple
former
Pie.
fire, bro.
Former Fire.
Who?
Toronto.
You know he's in the front running for the next national team job.
It's got to
No,
be.
he's not.
No way. It's got to be
Jesse
Leeds.
Unless
Yeah,
Jesse
Unless-
Marsh, he said he's not leaving Leeds.
yeah,
Look,
but that
so-
For
dude,
2 years.
2026 is a long way away, man. 2024, he could jump in and have plenty of time.
Yeah, they'll give him 2 years and then boom.
Mm-hmm.
who else is on your short list for Columbus coaches?
That's all I'm seeing right now.
Yikes.
So you
Oh
got
my
some
God,
folks.
no.
Yikes.
You might as well just
Velko
have Chris
Ponovich
Armstrong
is in the. I hear Velko Ponovich is available.
Yeah, ship in some rumplements.
Chris Armstrong is available too.
Dear
No,
God,
you know
please
who's
no.
for real available? Hold on, you know who's for real available better than Chris Armas? Jermaine Jones, bro. I would
I thought you were going to say Jason Chrysler.
Nah, Jermaine Jones.
I heard this rumor. I heard that Landon Donovan could be getting a call. The current coach of the San Diego Loyal in the USL.
He's been a coach there for a while too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he'll stay there until one of the LA teams.
You know what, man? Landon Donovan stopped being relevant when he did that whole early retirement. He messed up with doing that.
Nah, Landon Donovan is the GOAT, bro. He went to
Nah,
he went to Thailand and did a bunch of drugs and came back and just was kicking it. Then he like retired. Then he came back. Then he retired. Then he played Mexico. Dude's a GOAT.
Then he wore the Mexican jersey in a commercial. Yeah, he's.
Dude, come on, man. What-
I'm not.
Okay,
nothing
so we're having this debate now. Who is your national team GOAT? I'm going to start with you, James. Who's your GOAT?
I was gonna say Brian McBride. Would you guys forgive me?
I was gonna say that too.
What?
Cool. That was my first thought.
You guys failed the assignment. You know what
Clint
he's
Mathis.
asking.
Okay, it's Clint Mathis.
Yeah, you
That was a
stop
good one
it.
too.
You all know the assignment. What he's asking. He's asking Donovan or Dempsey. Stop it.
No,
Well, Dempsey-
I had
Dempsey-
a different answer.
What do you got?
Tim Howard. Dude
You
was
know-
a brick wall
Oh,
for
that's a.
for
Wow.
Yeah,
years.
that's the ace right there.
Wow, that
See,
is.
the problem is they all get flushed away because I'll tell you what, Tim Howard had great moments, but it's just more recent than Casey Keller and more recent than Brad Friedel and
Right.
more recent than Mignola because
Right.
all four of those cats were amazing. All four. Like, all of them. And even
It
Marcus
seems like-
Hanneman got no shine, and he was awesome.
We always
what I
have
mean?
good goalkeepers.
Brad
We
Guzan.
always have good-
Marcus Hahnemann, Reading.
It
Brad
seems
Guzan-
like all of our goalkeepers really
We
hit
always
the prime when they're bold. Once
We
they
always
hit,
have good
What's their fault?
once they go bold, watch out.
Right?
I think that's
I
like
don't know.
the one thing
I-
for the U.S. is that we always develop good goalkeepers.
Matt
I
Turner.
took your question seriously because I know this is the question everybody's asking is Dempsey or Donovan, but I gotta admit two things, man. My favorite player in the history of time is Clint Dempsey, but I still think Donovan was the GOAT.
Yes,
I
I
mean-
agree. Donovan versus
it's-
Dempsey. I'll take Dempsey. I'm sorry. I'll take Donovan.
It sucks. It sucks to say out loud because Dempsey is my favorite player ever. You don't know where I'm from, dog.
Ugh.
Hey man, he had a good song too.
No, he didn't. Stop it.
So,
All right.
who, out of this current group of players, the players that we're looking at now, who do you think, besides Christian Pulisic, let's take his name out of the equation. Who do you think, out of this current group of players, has the ability to become one of the big names in the national team?
I thought
Musa.
Tim Weah was going to.
Still
I
could.
think Musa has.
I say Weston McKinney. He's got a big enough personality. He's going to always get some shine. He's in a position where it's super subjective, so people can kind of be like, nah, he had a good game. Nah, he had a crap game. So the personality will put people on his side. You know what I mean? Like, I think he made that huge jump to Juventus. He's probably going to make another jump. We all think he's struggling there, X, Y, and Z. He's going to jump somewhere else that's probably even better. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm going to
throw it. Go ahead.
No, that was it.
I'm gonna throw 2 names out there, and I want you guys to say if you agree with me or not. My first name, Tyler Adams. All right.
Okay, that's
My
fair.
second name, Brendan Aronson.
Ooh.
Yeah, those both came across my, like I think Aronson.
Well, they both play in Leeds, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They play with former NYCFC Academy player Jack Harrison.
That is true, and they're also playing under Jesse Marsh, but at the same time, they are producing, so they're just not. They're not labeled as, oh yeah, they're just bringing more Americans to help out the American. These guys are actually producing.
We need our striker though. Who is going to become our Jordan P. Folk?
You're not high on Josh Sargent.
What about Ricardo Pepi?
Dude, they all have a possible. Even Jesus Ferreira, and like they all Matthew Hoppe even like they all have the potential to be very good. Like that's the problem, man. I think the issue is we missed the last World Cup. If we had just gone, got our teeth kicked in, we'd be a little bit happier with everything going on. We'd be okay with this round of 16 loss we're about to get.
But the thing is, don't think about this.
We're going to be ready for 2026, though.
If
There's
we
going to
would
be so much competition.
If we would have made the World Cup in 2018, we would have gone on there. We probably would have gone to that World Cup with like a Bruce Arena roster.
Yeah, probably. And probably got
He's still playing. Yeah,
Well, you say that, but Bruce Arena had a roster that he was comfortable with, and then took Landon Donovan and DeMarcus Beasley when they was 19.
Yeah, he's also going to take them when they're 35 and 36.
Wow, I feel you on that.
So, you guys can laugh at me if you want, but when we look at the national team and we look at our history of great goalkeepers, I think Matt Turner has the ability, because he's just that good, to put his name up there with some of the best. Now, granted, he's not getting any younger, but I'm
you're
just saying.
pushing it there, man.
Wait, how old is he? If he's under 25, he's got.
He's like in his late 20s.
Oh, for real?
Hey, wait, we're talking after just talking about all of those old goalkeepers who didn't really turn it on, so they were 32.
Well,
no, that's not true, man. They were producing. Tim Howard produced in New York long before going to Manchester United, on top of then having a massively long career at Everton.
Well, Zach Steffen produced at Columbus until he got transferred to Manchester City, and look what he's doing now.
Hold on. Let's put some respect on his name. He also produced at what the hell is that place called? It starts with an F. In Germany.
Freiburg?
Yeah, no.
Is it in Germany or I was gonna say Feyenoord.
No, it's not Feyenoord. It was in Germany, and he was playing lights out, and then that's when he got that super injury.
Bundesliga or second Bundesliga?
No, Bundesliga.
Are you sure it's not Freiburg?
Sure it's not FC Bayern either.
Hold on, I gotta get on the internet, and I'm on my work computer.
Oh no,
that's my work computer. They don't got no. I do everything on my work computer.
Don't be looking at Madrina check.
Yep.
Hold up.
Semantics gonna kick in.
Bro really said he does everything on his work computer. I was about to say, hold up.
Wait.
I mean, why else have a phone other than to watch that stuff? Come on.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Fortuna Dusseldorf.
Oh yeah, Fortuna Dusseldorf. Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah. So anyway, dude, hold on. He's an old school Pittsburgh Riverhound. No way.
Zach Steffen?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably did that in college or something, or pre-MLS draft. I don't know.
Nah, he got loaned out from the Columbus Crew to Pittsburgh Riverhounds in 2016.
Go figure. From the Riverhounds all the way to Man City.
You know what, Lan? He's got all the tools. You talk about Matt Turner. I think Zach Steffen had all the tools to be you know,
So-
a Tim Howard, but
Look-
I think that injury messed him up way more than we think because
Didn't he mess up his back real bad?
yes, he did.
The thing
And-
is, at the end of the
Guess
day,
I'll you guys my
all
life.
these guys, your
Just
Matt
playing.
Turners, your
How do you feel?
Harvarth,
Good.
and Zach
Fortunately,
Steffen,
weird things considered.
those guys are just setting up a place
So
to
far, just
lose
another
to Gaga
screwy
in the
day at
future.
office.
I hope you're right. Gaga,
You know, I
oh
never
man,
forget a
he
face attached to all the rest of that.
he's
I think we met
yeah,
earlier
he's a
at the Central
gamble,
Coast.
man. I
I'm
feel like-
absolutely worried for Gaga, and the reason is wholly because of the team that he chose to sign with.
Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Well,
Doctor.
Chelsea
Matt
has
Miazga's
goalkeeper
career
issues.
has a word for him, you know.
Well, the thing,
Kepa and Mendy have
Mendy.
been.
You met him.
yeah, exactly. They're having goalkeeper issues, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure they're not going to start Gaga right away. They're probably going to we talked about this earlier. They're probably going to loan him out for 2 years at a championship team. Maybe get some experience from there and then call him up.
That's
Man,
That's
when you
what-
go out on loan though, that is like from a big club. That's scary. Now, if you go out on if you're Ricardo Pepi, I bet Osberg is on the phone every day about what is Pepe doing, how's he looking. But like, if Chelsea, who has 70 players out on loan, loans you, the coach there is like, I don't have to play this cat. Oh, he looked at me weird. I'm not playing him. Then he just rocks.
And they're barely even looking at you in the system. They're like, oh, let's go see what we can. We need a goalkeeper. Well, we got 3 in the system.
Mexican?
Let's
Yeah,
go buy
exactly.
one.
Now
Let's
let's
just
just go
spend
buy one.
$30 million on
Yeah,
one.
they're probably going to go buy one. But the thing is, the situation is a little tenuous because they just sold. Chelsea just got sold to new owners.
A doctor.
Oh my
Nah.
God, yeah, Americans too. They're gonna drive that crap right into the ground.
So, these American owners tend to be cheap. So I don't see them going out and spending $30 million on a goalkeeper. They're probably just going to wait it out and see if...
Nah, they'll sign what's that cat who just came back, Onana?
But that's the downside of having an American owners for Premier League teams is that they tend to be a little bit on the cheaper side.
Yeah, and that cat came over. He's like, we should have an all-star game and a salary cap. What's everyone doing?
Exactly. He's like, oh, where's the salary cap? Where's the limit? Well, there's no limit? What? Oh, no, this is going to be a limit now.
Lads, hold the fort. I'll be right back. I gotta run to the washroom.
But yeah, so Columbus, huh? Oh, man. You guys are, for being a stopover town on the way to Philadelphia, you guys hit it pretty big with an MLS team, huh?
First ever MLS team.
First
And
ever stadium.
Soccer is a specific
Mhm.
stadium.
Yep.
Ah,
Fuck, man. You know what? This should just move the Columbus Crew to Cincinnati. I mean, at least they have like a baseball team, too.
Yeah. Heh. Heh.
gross. Yeah, I'm not against Columbus having a team. I mean, you gotta have something to cut all the
Yeah, you could have
the
moved it to
Ohio
Cleveland,
State
too.
University coverage.
You could have moved it to
Well, to
Cleveland.
be fair, we do have a hockey team too. But
Oh, that is
Hey,
true.
what-
The Blue Jackets, yeah.
The who?
Isn't it Blue Jackets or something? I don't know. The Blue something? Or the Jackets? I don't know. I don't watch hockey.
Yeah, I don't want to watch hockey either.
mhm.
Oh man,
How is that one?
are we gonna be any good at hockey this year?
I don't know. I don't watch hockey. I only stick to soccer. One thing I know in and out.
There you go. Yeah,
I don't beat around the bush and pretend that I know. The Bears,
nah.
Maybe to a lesser extent the Cubs, because I do kind of watch them every now and then, but no, man, soccer is my bread and butter.
I just gave up on the Cubs, dude. Like they won. It's over. Like
It's over,
we were
yeah.
talking about you would rather explode and then rather burn bright and die quickly than be okay.
You're just gonna be left
the
alone.
Cubs, man. That was the greatest championship a team could ever win.
Yes.
After
Yeah.
over 100 years, you win a championship. Like, why even play the sport at that point? Fucking
Yeah, the world could have ended and everybody would have gone happy.
That's true.
But
But I don't know. If USA wins a World Cup, then it's over.
yeah, I think at that point, well, if the U.S. win a World Cup, chances are at that point you're thinking the MLS league is like competing with the Premier League. You're thinking that You know, we're developing players like crazy. We actually have a system going. And then the US wins the World Cup, and then afterwards they're gonna be like, okay, let's do it again.
If they won the
Guys,
World Cup or anybody from CONCACAF won the World Cup, all of a sudden that sheds a lot more light on Liga MX and the MLS, and maybe they are able to recruit better talent.
You know, if we ever win a World Cup, Jesus himself is coming back.
Oh man, that was good.
Where'd he go? He plays in Dallas, right?
Jesus Ferreira. Oh man, guys, but speaking of Jesus Ferreira, it just brings me back to the point. Canada has a better shot at this World Cup for me than America does because they have Jonathan Osorio.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back to that joke. So we mentioned about Jesus. You guys seen the movie Moneyball?
Yes.
No.
Oh man, when the guy's like Fabio, and then one of the guys, they're talking about Fabio in the scouting department, and one of the guys like, yeah, I think he plays for Seattle. You know, he was talking about, you know, using Fabio the model as an example.
Oh, I did. Was that a good movie? I don't watch movies usually.
It was.
Well, you know what? Watch it, and then just take the context of that and try to imagine that's being done in MLS currently.
There was some movie I watched and fast forward. It was Nope. I watched Nope recently, but literally I skipped through most of it and I really enjoyed it. And then I read the reviews. But the funny thing was I skipped through, I was like, I'm just going to skip this part. And then I get locked in. I'm like, oh, I'm enjoying this. And then I'm like, I don't like this anymore. All right, I'll skip this. Oh, okay. I'm having fun again. And then eventually I got to the end and it was like a half hour of the 2 hour, 1 hour, half movie. And I was like, oh, I really enjoyed it that way.
Man, I just can't get myself to sit down and watch something. That's why I like game. That's why I like.
You watch the Fire play at least?
No, I haven't.
Not anytime recently.
Not recently. I stopped watching them after every game I was able to watch. They lost, and then I realized every time I missed the game or was out kicking it, they won. So I was like, well, shit.
And I also got to say something, too. Like, after the events of this weekend that I went on, you know, I talked about earlier about the party and, you know, meeting Mike McGee and all those autographs. I got to say, my love for the Fire has just grown substantially.
Really?
I think after the season, my love for the Fire has grown. You know, you call me an idiot, call me whatever.
No,
but
you put logs on the fire. And on a lit fire, it's gonna stay burning. It's gonna stay burning. You went to that thing, it put some new logs on your fire, and it made you realize that, hey, this team might not be winning. It might not be winning anytime soon, but there is something to love about this club.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's kind of like how special it was for those Cup fans that actually will sit there and watch the games every day. You know, to see their team finally win a World Series, kind of like that for me.
So, I'm gonna use this as an example. So myself, believe it or not, I am about as a diehard as a Kansas basketball fan you'll probably ever meet. Ever since I was 8 effing years old, I watched every single game this team played. And then finally in April, we finally won a national championship that I got to see with my very own 2 eyeballs.
That's special.
Did you cry?
Oh my God, I bawled my eyes out like a baby.
Yeah, see, that's what I always tell that to people. If the Fire were to win the MLS Cup, I'm probably going to drop to my knees and cry. I'm going to be like the FC Lugano coach after they won the Swiss Cup last year. I'm just going to sit there and cry.
Now I'm going to pull the Diego Simeone.
What's the Diego Simeone?
Just
I think so.
the suck it motion thing, like the guys. Did you never see that?
I haven't seen that. Did he literally go and say suck it to the opposing fans?
Like, what DPG said about the Fire, that's me in my Cincinnati Reds. If I ever see the Reds win a World Series in my lifetime, oh, it's over.
Yeah,
It
you know,
is over.
they haven't
I
won
can
it.
buy
last
Happy
time,
Minutes.
what was
right?
last time the Reds won?
When Pete
Was
Rose
that
used to play for
84?
91.
Oh no,
No, wait.
yeah.
90.
Chat
My
saying
bad.
that they
For
used to go to Kansas University games when they lived in Lawrence back in the 90s. That had to be, weren't they good then?
Yeah, they were
Isn't the
mad
Kansas
good. And then
City-
they had the denim kits as well. Do you guys? Oh no, never mind. That was Kentucky. My bad.
Hey, the Kansas City, that was the ones with the blue bird on it and the red hat.
Yes,
and the red
blue
hat.
bird, red looking bird, yellow beak.
Yeah.
My wife used to go to their games when she was like a little girl. Like, she used to tell me like she used to live in Kansas and they used to go to those games. And that's how she remembers it, by the blue bird with the red hat.
Wow.
Back in the day, I actually cared about college sports, and I was a big Illinois basketball fan. And then Bill Self went to Kansas, which was annoying because then we had Bruce Weber, and then I fell out of love with basketball.
Speaking of college
Bruce
sports,
Weber
they-
killed basketball.
They
for me.
didn't win a championship back then, though. In the 90s, they didn't They didn't win back in the 90s. Angus said when he was living there. By the way, the
We
owner of
won
the
in
Dodgers is the
2008.
same owner of Chelsea.
so good luck.
I'll tell you this: if the owner of the Dodgers is the owner of Chelsea, wouldn't you be happy? I would. If I was a Dodgers fan, I'm the happiest fan in baseball. I think.
Well, the thing about the Dodgers is that they've always been this build-up team, and until recently, they won it all. But I don't know. I'm not. Look how long it took them to do that. Look how many playoff losses they took them to get to that point. You know.
Oh my God! I gotta tell you, when the Cubs in 2016 played the Dodgers, and was that the championship series or the divisional series?
Yes.
That was, yeah.
Oh my God!
That was the one I was worried about.
Yeah, that was the scariest. I mean, other than going into a Game 7 in the World
Yeah.
The
Series.
Cleveland, I thought we had. I thought we had them.
Well, yeah, I thought we had them too, and then we shit the bed in Wrigley.
Yeah, we were
But-
turning into the fire.
But with Dodgers, I was like, Dodgers are built to win and win long. Like I was
do you
getting
remember-
scared of them, and
You remember the Dodgers had all that momentum, and
Yep.
then what's his face? Soto hit a grand slam, and then the next pitch somebody else hit a home run. Oh, it was probably Russell. But they went back to back, and that's when the tide turned and we crushed them. That was against Crenshaw, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's when we took apart Crenshaw. We
That
took
was
him apart.
I was at a Buffalo Wild Wings in some Elgin or South Elgin or some shit.
But yeah, see stuff like that, like, you know, if the Fire could do something memorable like that, like a playoff run and win the MLS Cup, oh my God. You kidding? That has to go like in a documentary.
they need
Like the
something
Rod-
like that
No.
right now. They don't have anything like that in the last 10 years.
No, peep this. I mean, trust me, skipping a Halloween party and not seeing all the women in their skimpy costumes just to watch the Fire lose 4-0.
Oh,
And-
Jesus.
Yeah, that's memorable, bro.
You know
You
what? I went
traded
to
that?
I
Wow.
went to that game. I paid the $50 for the ticket to go to that game.
Oof.
Hey, at least you got to see some funny costumes.
But the thing, here's the thing.
Tell him he can meet us at the
Um,
museum. We'll be there.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
Never mind. Yeah, go ahead. I'll get it.
You were lamenting the fact that there haven't been these big, memorable touchstone moments in the Fire
Yeah,
history.
so
I mean,
I'm
I can think of things for Columbus, 2008.
I could think
Yeah.
of things for Taylor
TBS,
Twellman.
like, yeah, yeah.
I could think
Oh
of
my God.
than the Fire, guys. Ah.
But here's the thing. You know, this is one of those things. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna pub something else out. You guys ever get a chance? Look at something called. I think they're called Secret Base now. But they literally, it's like a sports documentary channel on YouTube called Secret Base. and they
Yes,
actually
I've seen
do-
a lot of their work. That's a great shout.
So-
Secret Base on YouTube. Check out their YouTube. I think they do basketball, baseball,
They do soccer now.
and
So-
soccer too.
Yep.
Cool
So
little analytical stories of stuff that you might have heard about or might not have that are like, they're
they also
they're effective.
they also bring up the collapse of teams after they do a really good playoff run. They did one on the Blackhawks, and they do the rise and fall of certain teams, or the rise and fall and rise, or rise up again, or whatever. They do that on teams. And like I'm hoping that someday we get one of those for the Fire, like the rise.
Well, I thought that Danny T Radio or something did that video early in the season.
Oh, that 1 hour video about the Fire.
Yeah, and he goes through. He goes through like at first it was good, and then it was bad, and then it was worse,
and then it got progressively
and then
worse.
it was DEF CON, and now we're literally in a graveyard dumpster.
We're in a
dumpster graveyard.
We're in a malaise. We're in a malaise. I don't know. I don't know what it's like in Columbus, but for Chicago, man, it's just been disappointment after disappointment. And for me, like, I guess you're in a rebuild situation as well. But for me, man, I don't want to go 500. I don't want to like sneak into the playoffs and then get a surprise victory. I want to come into the season. I want to either win or compete for the Supporter Shield and then win the cup. Right? I don't want to sneak in and get lucky. I want the next time we beat